Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. 26th of July is a very tense day. It's important at the same time. It's very tense because that is the day that Nnamdi Kanu, who was brought in by Nigerian military, will be tried again in the law court. And right now, all hands are on deck to ensure that that day will be free of any form of tension and all of that. But the Igbo lawyers globally have decided to make some very intense move. And that move is towards supporting the person of Nnamdi Kanu. You'll be shocked to hear what they have in mind for that 26 and how they intend to attend that particular, trial. It's not going to be just one person appearing for Nnamdi Kanu. You'll be shocked what they are currently planning to do right now. And at the same time, another news, you're going to hear what the former aides to President Goodluck Jonathan have to say about IPOB as he has decided to take this decision for himself. But before we give you details of the news and further analysis, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish a video. And we want to use this opportunity to thank every one of you who have been supportive, who have been respectful, and who have been there, listening to our news. All right, let's look at the news. The Igbo Lawyer Association, ILA, says it has commenced the mobilization of some other lawyers across the world ahead of July 26th trial of Nnamdi Kanu, self-acclaimed leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Can we recall that the secession agitator who jumped bail in 2017 was rearrested recently from an undisclosed country via collaboration of the Nigerian security and intelligence agencies and authorities from other nations. The federal government has remained silent on the particular country. Kanu was rearrested. However, his lawyer, barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, said his client was arrested, tortured, and detained for 8 days in Kenya. Kanu, who is currently being detained at the custody of the Department of State Services, DSS, would continue his trial on July 26, 2021. Briefing the newsmen in Aba on Tuesday, chairman of the association, Chief Chuks Moma, who is a senior advocate of Nigeria, who was represented by Chief Ukpai Okairu, condemned the illegal manner in which Kanu was intercepted and brought to Nigeria. He also said that the association would ensure that the British government reverse the illegality of that interception of Kanu, who is a dual citizen of both Nigeria and the British. According to him, he said, "We are doing this because we want the British government to ensure the reversal of the illegality of that interception. We are also giving notice that Igbo Lawyers Association is mobilizing lawyers from across the globe to put up the best defense available under municipal and international law in defense of the right of Nnamdi Kanu." Meanwhile, Reno Omokri, a former aide to ex-President Goodluck Jonathan, has withdrawn his support for leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. In a statement released via his social media account, Omokri said his decision to withdraw his support for Kanu came after he listened to his utterances and how he ordered minority group, whom he claims are part of Biafra, to attack those who opposed him. He, however, reiterated that he has never supported any separatist or secessionist agenda, but he supported and defended the right of Nigerians to express themselves and associate freely. According to him, he said, "I have never supported any secessionist or separatist agenda, but I have supported and defended the right of any Nigerian to express himself and associate freely. It does not matter to me where such a person comes from." Before Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, I did not know who he was. I just defended his right to freedom of expression and association. However, a former presidential candidate on Tuesday sent me a tape of Nnamdi Kanu dissolving the UK branch of IPOB and tongue-lashing the members. I was shocked and refused to believe what I heard until I was directed to an IPOB channel where the same audio was broadcast. After I published the video on my page, the most shocking thing happened. Various persons who claimed to be members of the indigenous people of Biafra descended on my page and insulted me, attacked me, and accused me of collecting money from Buhari. They even said Nnamdi Kanu can insult anyone he liked and I should leave him alone. And so I went into deep thought. If Kanu eventually get Biafra and I am a minority in that Biafra, what would be my fate? I am not Yoruba, but because of me, these IPOB members insulted the Yoruba clan. Somebody even threatened to kill me if I ever step into Onitsha. My experience with Mr. Kanu supporters made me have a rethink. Looking back to those broadcasts, it has become obvious to me that Kanu himself made IPOB, not the Igbo as Buhari claims, a dot in a circle. Who would want to be a minority in a country ruled by Kanu? You speak your mind and you may be shot on the spot, he wrote. Wow, this is really, really interesting. Now, first of all, let's look at the first news, and which talks about mobilizing lawyers globally, especially of Igbo accent, to support Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And 26 is the due date where he will be retried again. And that day, I know that it's going to be very, very tense. Virtually everybody in Abuja may be forced not to step out because nobody can really predict what will happen on that day. Don't forget that the first time he was being brought into the court where he was granted an opportunity to talk about the reason why he left Nigeria, and he said that his life was at risk and there's no way he could still stay back in the country. Media personnel were not even allowed to grant him any interview, just to show you that DSS are overly careful because they just can't know who the camera person is or the media person is. So they made sure that nobody came close. I don't even think that some persons were allowed to go into the courtroom itself because of the intensity of the case. And 26 is another day, and with what I am hearing, I pray that everything will go very normal, and he will be given the right to talk, and his lawyers also will be granted the same right to defend him, so that at the end of the day, everything will be very clear. What we are earnestly in need of is justice, fairness, and granting him his fundamental human right to communicate freely without being put under check or something. And I think that is one of the most interesting part of the whole thing. Now, looking at the second story about what this guy has to say, I think at a point we need to, overzealousness is very good, because you're driving home a point, but at the same time, we must be conscious enough to understand that this country, if we want to run a country, we must be ready to stick together and also learn to understand that every other person have a right. An Igbo man has his own right. A Yoruba man has a right, and all of them are enshrined in the Constitution. The Hausa, the Fulani, every Kalabari, Akwa Ibom person, a Cross-Riverian, give it a name. Everybody have their fundamental human right that must be protected in any democratically run country. So we must be careful the way we react, when people seem not to align with our school of thought. Yeah, because even God himself, if God wants to be as strict as, or sometimes we are strict with people, we will just die in the spot when we go against, his laws in the Bible. But you see, a lot of people are kidnapping. But hey, for him, everyone have the right to make choices. Every man has been given that right. And that's what democracy represents. You have the right to worship God. You have the right to worship whatever spirit you want to worship. God have no problem with that. But on the judgment day, you face your own. So I think we need to understand the former aides to Jonathan very well, so that we do not try to incite anything, you understand? And he also needs to understand the people he's working with. I'd like to leave it there. Please, no abusive words, because it does not pay. It clearly shows the level of immaturity clearly shows that you do not understand what anyone is saying. Because even in the world we find ourselves, whether you like it or not, you can't force people to accept your opinion. You understand? So go to our comment section. Let's interact. No abusive words. What do you think about the two news presented to you?